Good morning, children. This is Miss Urai, and today we will be doing the last part of the atmospheric pressure and wind. Okay, so the last part of the atmospheric pressure and wind is the variable wind. So what exactly is a variable wind? It is actually the general circulation of the wind that has occurred because of the pressure belt, that when it is disturbed by the local condition, it's written here local condition, meaning local atmospheric condition. So because of it, when there is change in the prevailing wind that occurs on the earth's surface, that wind system, it is known as the variable wind. And this wind, it is unpredictable. Okay, it is unpredictable, meaning it cannot be predicted. That means it can blow from anywhere depending on the circulation, general circulation of the air, as well as the local variation that occurs, the local weather condition that occurs. And the third point, it's written terrific storm. Okay, so this wind often assume the form of a terrific storm, and its direction, the shape of this wind, the extent of this wind, the scope of this wind, it is very uncertain, meaning from which direction it is blowing, that cannot be decided. The shape, what shape does it take, that cannot be decided. Till where it is going to extend, that cannot be decided, as well as the scope is very uncertain. So meaning, what is the main purpose of the wind? What kind of weather changes will it bring? That cannot be decided. So talking about the variable winds, there are two types of variable winds. That is the cyclone and the anticyclones are the two types of the variable winds. Now, cyclones. So what exactly is a cyclone? It's a system where the low pressure is in the center and surrounding it the high pressure is there. Okay, that is the cyclone. And cyclone, it is converging, coming towards the center. Okay, it's coming towards the center. That means the wind, it has the tendency to move from high pressure towards the low pressure. Since low pressure is in the middle in the cyclone, so obviously the wind is blowing from the surrounding area towards the center. That is the cyclone. Then the third point of the cyclone is it is clockwise in the southern hemisphere and anti-clockwise in the northern hemisphere. So in the movement of the cyclone in the southern hemisphere, it is clockwise, and in the northern hemisphere it is anti-clockwise. And the center of the cyclone, where the low pressure is existing, that center, it is known as the eye of the cyclone. And the cyclone, it is constantly changing. That's why it is also known as cyclone is dynamic. That is the cyclone. And cyclone, according to the region in which it is occurring, it is divided into two types. What are they? They are the tropical and the temperate cyclone. Cyclone. So tropical cyclone, it occurs in the tropical zone, meaning it occurs in the tropical area that is within the latitude of 8 degree to 15 degree north and south of the equator. The existence of tropical cyclone can be seen, and it basically occurs during the summer season. Second point is cyclone blows with the trade wind. So this tropical cyclone that is there, it is blowing with the along with the trade wind. That means its direction is from east towards the west in the tropical zone. Then it is seasonal in nature, meaning it occurs in a particular season only, especially during the later part of the summer season. This existence of this cyclone can be seen. The characteristics of the tropical cyclone, it is thermal in origin. Thermal meaning it is related to the heat. Okay, and it is formed due to the unequal distribution of heat on the land and the water body. And they are generally, when we talk about the tropical cyclone, they are generally associated with very high temperature and high humidity. That is the tropical cyclone. Second one is they are common in the northern hemisphere, and especially during the month of August and September they are common. And why is it common in the northern hemisphere is because in the northern hemisphere land surface is there, so the existence of cyclone takes place in areas where land surface is there. Then the third point is circular in shape and has diameter and speed. So it is circular in shape. The tropical cyclone, it is circular in shape. Diameter of the cyclone, it is around about 80 to 320 kilometers, and in some cases it may be as big as 1,000 kilometers as well. And talking about the speed, it is 50 to 20 kilometers per hour, and the speed of the cyclone is more intense closer to the eye of the cyclone. We all know what eye of the cyclone is. The central portion of the cyclone, it is known as the eye of the cyclone. And this eye of the cyclone, it is an area of calm and very light wind and no rainfall is there, clear sky is there. That is the eye of the cyclone. Then the next point is it is smaller in size, and it is violent and destructive wind. So though it is small in size, but it affects the greater part of the atmosphere. A large part of the atmosphere is affected because though it is smaller in size, and they are constantly moving. It is a violent destructive wind that is moving from the east towards the west, and it causes great damage to life and property. And the last one is the rainfall is more in the front of the cyclone than in the rear of the cyclone. That means the front portion has more rainfall than the back portion of the cyclone. Places on the earth's surface where the tropical cyclone can be found is Bay of Bengal, and especially in the Ganga-Brahmaputra delta is the worst affected area where cyclone is concerned. Then in the Caribbean Sea, it is also known as hurricane. In Mexico, it is known as tornadoes. In Australia, it is known as Willy Willy, and in South China Sea also it is known as the typhoon. That is the places where the tropical cyclone takes place. Now we will deal with the temperate cyclone. Okay, so temperate cyclone, it occurs in the temperate zone. Okay, it occurs in the temperate zone, especially the area that is lying between 25 to 65 degree north and south latitude. The occurrence of temperate zone can be seen, and it moves in the along with the westerly wind. So it is moving from west towards the eastern direction, and it is prominent in the winter season rather than in the summer season. Okay, that is the temperate cyclone. Then the characteristics of the temperate cyclone is it originates where warm westerlies meet polar wind, so it is a frontal origin. So there is an occurrence of front in the case of the temperate cyclone. When the warm westerlies and the cold polar wind, they meet together, a front is developed, and that is the origination point of the temperate cyclone. That is why it is known as of frontal origin. Second point is most dominant over North Atlantic during winter season. It is basically prominent in the North Atlantic region, and that is especially in the winter season. Third point is it is not circular due to vast size. So it is not circular in shape because it is very extensive, and like the extent of the temperate cyclone, it extends from 800 to 3000 kilometers. The wind has moderate velocity, meaning it has a moderate kind of speed, that is from 30 to 40 kilometers per hour speed can be seen in the case of temperate cyclone. Its movement is fastest in the winter season and slowest in the summer season. It is accompanied by extreme cloud and precipitation, but still it is not a violent kind of weather condition that prevails in the temperate cyclone area. And the areas of occurrence of this temperate cyclone is in the Mississippi Valley in USA, and it is in the form of tornadoes and twisters that occur there. Now we will deal with the second type of the variable wind, that is the anticyclone. Okay, anticyclone, as the name suggests, it is opposite to the cyclone, okay, and it has a high pressure over the center. So in the case of cyclone, the low pressure was in the center, but in case of the anticyclone, high pressure is over the center, and from the center it is moving away. It is moving away, and it is moving in the clockwise spiral direction in the northern hemisphere, and anti-clockwise spiral direction in the southern hemisphere. That's the anticyclone. So the characteristics of anticyclone is it occurs in between two cyclones. That means it occurs when the two cyclones has occurred. In between the two cyclone, anticyclone occur, and it has no definite direction or movement. It does not have a fixed direction or a movement, and it is diverging from high pressure center towards the low pressure center. So low pressure center is surrounding the high pressure center. From the high pressure center, it is moving towards the low pressure center. It covers large area, or it is extending as wide as 3,000 kilometers. So it is very extensive. And the last one is light and slow, never violent. So it is very light and slow, and it's never violent. It is associated with this very calm type of weather condition, and fine weather is there, especially during the summer, and fog and frost during the winter is present. That's all for today, girls. We've completed the chapter. So in the next class we will be discussing about the question and answers, and those question and answers I'll be WhatsApping you in your group.